Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is a commercial construction company. My name is Sheldon Mogg, and I am the project manager assigned for this project.
I'm Connor Schmoody. I'm the pre-construction manager.
I'm Robbie Martin. I'm the project executive for this project.
And I'm Carson Ernst. I'm the project superintendent for this project. Now, first up is what's different about KKC? What separates us from all the other generic hodgepodge contractors that are out there? And really what it comes down to it is that we want a challenge. We want our client to have desires that are outside the traditionally accepted realm of construction. We want to solve problems that haven't been solved before. We're driven by bioengineering and solving issues that push the boundaries of where humanity thinks we can build. That's really what separates us. But first and foremost, we'll think about cost for our client.
You may be wondering why costs are important, or you may not be. It's kind of obvious. So because of this obviousness, we at Commercial Construction Company pride ourselves on accurate estimates. The first step in this is creating an accurate building guaranteed max cost proposal. By doing this accurately, we've divided it into 5 categories. The first category is substructure, which makes up 12.2% of the total cost for $3.2 million. The shell making up 22.35% for a total of $5.9 million. Interiors making up 34.75% at $9.2 million. Services, 29.9%, making up $7.2 million. And equipment and furnishings, a mere 0.8% and $200,000. These 5 categories sum together for a total of $26.5 million. The second part of our cost estimate is the general conditions proposal. The 3 main components of the general conditions are the staffing, general conditions or project management plan, and general requirements. Respectively, those run at around $700,000, $150,000, and $83,000. To move on from the main 3, we also take a look at our bonds, insurances, contingencies, and fee. Our bond is at a 2% flat rate of our guaranteed max price, which runs at $420,000. Our insurance, 2.3%, running at around $600,000. Contingency of running at $1.3 million, and a flat fee for our personal expense at 4%, running at nearly $1.1 million. The sum of the general conditions proposal runs at $4.3 million. Now that we've covered some of the basics of how we create accurate estimate, we would like to look at procurement and scheduling.
So for that low price of $30 million, you're going to get a 4-story building built in an estimated 407 days. And the way we schedule that is really with the client in mind and the building processes that we've learned through meticulous planning. We focus on worker flow and continuous building. So our schedule is structured on a floor-by-floor basis. Thus, our workers can finish one floor and move on to the next. And our schedule is really going to be dependent on a critical path that is related to the superstructure, because that's really going to slow down when we can start the next floor and when we can move our workers on to the next trade. Now, another aspect that comes with the schedule is procurement. And we procure with 2 things in mind, and that's a combination of qualifications and price. And it's all to serve the client's needs. We're looking for best value, and we use our value engineering and our relationships with our contractors to find that balance, to provide the most value for the client. We want to use our relationships to leverage a very unique project and provide something that can't be found with other contractors. But coordination is not just procurement, it's continuous management. So in addition, our methodology focuses on prompt payment, lead times, and industry referral. We seek to deliver contractors and management that establish relationships for a mutually beneficial work environment. And one of the mechanisms we'll use to facilitate that would be Procore.
Yes, for document management on this project, we will be utilizing Procore. Our Procore software will be provided for all subcontractors by KKC, and our field staff will be periodically instructing foremen and answering questions about how to use this tool to streamline the document control process. Procore provides a collaborative means for the production, distribution, review, and approval of many types of common documents. RFIs, submittals, change orders, safety inspections, photo documentation, meeting agendas, meeting minutes, drawings, and schedules are all going to be managed through this one platform. While obtaining and implementing this software project-wide does create an additional expense, it more than pays for itself by saving countless man-hours and preventing miscommunications. At KKC, we believe that in order for a sustainability plan to be effective, it needs to be preventative and precautionary. With this in mind, we will be utilizing the plan, do, check, act approach on this project to ensure that we are always improving and always prepared to implement the highest level of sustainability. We will be using a just-in-time and just-enough approach to material procurement in order to reduce waste. Our use of Procore and digital plan sets will reduce paper, while heavy use of them will reduce waste from rework. In order to prevent the loss or damage of work materials, KKC will be implementing a common sense security plan. Simple, inexpensive, and effective. While the site fence will be in place for the duration of the project, all other security measures will only come into play once excavation and foundation work is complete and valuable material is soon to be brought on site. This way we'll be saving a maximum amount of your money without putting any of our material or work at risk. In terms of perimeter security, seeing as curb appeal is not exactly an issue for this site, we'll be using a site fence with barbed wire to discourage intruders. There will be 2 entrances or exits to minimize opportunities for unauthorized entrance to the site. Motion sensor cameras will be posted near entrances and at high value locations. The feed will be monitored after hours by a security company who can dispatch to the site upon detection of suspicious activity. The feed will also be available to KKC personnel. Signs will be posted along the perimeter of the site with messages intended to deter the potential intruder. And finally, at strategic points along the site's perimeter, lights will be on 24/7, as simply illuminating an area has been proven to effectively reduce crime.
Now, to bring it back to the function of all these methods we're providing, it's the cash money. It's what we're all really here for, the dollar bills. And as we talked about, we're looking for a 4% fee, and we feel that's really fair. The purpose of these illustrations is to show really what the owner is saving by partnering with KKC. So from our monthly cash flow statement, you can see that we're going to do a lot of upfront planning and procurement to make sure our project runs very smoothly. And we're going to run it out in the last couple of months with really just the punch lists and those last items prepared for our client in the most organized and orderly manner possible. It's about quality.
Yes, so next on our agenda is the quality of the project. At a minimum, the project must comply with the quality in the contract documents. We're also taking into account the owner's expectations as well as the ISO 9001 policies. To make sure that we stay on track and meet all requirements, the quality control manager will conduct weekly meetings to recap all work done and to relay any information about issues with meeting requirements. Meetings will also include a segment on monitoring and reporting procedures and the process for delivering continuous improvement. The quality control manager will also put together daily reports and bring those to the meetings with the project managers.
So to deliver that quality, we have a pretty in-depth communication plan that is really one of the focal points in delivering that quality. We want all of our partners to work really well together and to be able to share their knowledge and resources in an effective way. So we're going to have computers throughout the entire job. We have BIM obviously in our front loading, in our planning and procurement, but we provide all of our integral employees with computers throughout the entire job. And in addition to that, our on-site field staff will have walkie-talkies and paid cell phones, which will allow them to communicate with anybody at any time. We also have plans for signaling on site and other safety and communication trainings that we involve with every field employee. The purpose of these illustrations is to show what can happen when communication goes wrong. It's really a metaphor for when you just really, when you want to communicate, but it's just not going through, you almost just want to slam your head on a desk, you know, and that's what we don't want with KKC. And we focus on providing anything but that.
Okay, so as previously stated, our fee is 4%, which we feel is an appropriate value given our company's reputation for adherence to schedule and budget. The items listed here in this slide are in adherence with the contract documents and have also been expanded by our company's job oversight team to adequately cover risk on the project. Our fee includes the cost of all of these items listed.
Now I'd like to talk about logistics, which is perhaps an overlooked aspect of project management. The site that we will be dealing with will be located west of an already existing parking structure retaining wall in the middle of the north-south perimeter. The staging and layout area will be placed in the center of this site where the future center traffic loop or turnaround will be placed. Site trailers will be backed against the retaining wall. Dumpsters will be located along the perimeter left of the entrance at the south of the site. Restrooms will be located on both the south perimeter, right of the entrance, and on the northeast perimeter corner. The design and strategy of these placements are to encourage fluidity of movement throughout the site. From here, we'd like to talk more about safety, another overlooked aspect of project management.
So as for safety on the site, the minimum requirements for PPE are as follows: a hard hat, safety glasses, a reflective vest, and steel-toe boots. Additional PPE is required for certain activities and noted in the JHAs located in the Construction Safety Plan. Which brings us to the Construction Safety Plan. Included in the plan is a list of qualified and competent persons. There's also procedures on reporting injuries and mishaps. There's also information on incident reports and emergency procedures, along with nearby hospital identification and a map. But last but not least, the job hazard analysis tables are included in the Construction Safety Plan to limit the amount of incidents on the site.
And if you'd like to keep up with commercial construction, reach out to us or just see what we're up to. Please find us on our website, kkc4u.com, or at kkc4u on Instagram. Thank you and have a wonderful week.